Well, Donald Trump certainly gaining momentum as he works to unify the Republican Party. He's even reaching out to some of his harshest critics in attempts to win their support. Try this one. Prominent NeverTrumper, conservative Charlie Sykes, tweeted this photo of a personal note from Donald Trump written over a newspaper article. Here's the question, though. Will Trump's charmed offensive be successful? Joining me now, Adam Goodman, Jan Morgan, Lee Carter, and Kelly Riddell. Jan Morgan, you jumped on a Trump train halfway through the primary process. You think everybody else will?
Absolutely. I was speaking at a Tea Party event in Mena, Arkansas last night, and there were a lot of folks there who were originally Cruz supporters, and they are all but one person in that building had already said that they would commit to voting for Donald Trump. So, yes.
But what was the turning point then? I mean, is it because by default he's the last man standing, or is there something that really swayed him over?
No, I think the turning point is the never Hillary thing. There are folks still who are going to vote for Trump who are not necessarily really liking the guy. But what I heard over and over last night is we don't want Hillary, and especially from gun rights people. If you're a gun rights advocate, if you want to own your guns, you absolutely have no choice. Because as Donald Trump said, Hillary Clinton will eliminate our gun rights in this country. And she will appoint Supreme Court justices who are favorable of her area, that area of her support.
You know, Kelly, the move with Sykes was pretty amazing. And, of course, I think he did tweet that he's still a never-Trumper, but certainly Donald Trump chipping away, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and this was a big outreach because Charlie Sykes in his Wisconsin radio show basically got Trump on before the Wisconsin primary, and with Trump not knowing that he was a never-Trumper and kind of made a lot of news that way. So for Trump to reach out to him, I mean, that's a huge olive branch, and you're seeing Trump really make the rounds here in Washington, D.C. and winning over most of the congressional Republicans with Cathy McMorris Rodgers' endorsement yesterday, as well as, you know, we anticipate that Paul Ryan will be coming on board as well. So we're seeing the Never Trump movement kind of wither down in size and die. Republicans need to unite because you know, as was mentioned before, it's never Hillary, and Trump is definitely 100% better than Hillary in the White House.
Yeah, you know, that Never Trump Island getting smaller and smaller, more desolate by the minute. Adam, what do you think was his best move this week? Was it the list of Supreme Court justices?
It was every move this week, it seems. I mean, well, look what happened today at the NRA. He got the endorsement. It's almost 6 months out. Romney had to wait until October, weeks before the election, to get it. He is not a check-the-box litmus test champion. He is an attitudinal fit. It's an attitude. And people are really getting into that attitude. The NRA base loves it, but not just the people in the NRA and gun owners. It's also evangelicals, social conservatives. There is a likability, believe it or not, there's a likability coming into this campaign that I think is starting to move very decidedly towards Donald Trump because he is putting it out there. He's projecting strength. He's telling it like it is, and people are feeling something that's beyond what you might say our minds would process and what we're feeling. And what we're feeling right now is this guy is on a roll, and we're starting to feel that maybe America will be right behind that.
You know, Adam, as you were speaking,
Charles.
we flashed, 1 second, Jan, we flashed a table or a chart, if you will, of favorability of presidential candidates in the last several races. I want to ask Lee about this because, you know what, they analyze everything, right? How unpopularity, this, that. When it comes down to it, if you look at this one chart, whoever was most favorable on the eve of the election won the election. And right now, doesn't it just boil down to who can charm us the most? Can it be Hillary or can it be Donald Trump at this point?
You know, I think that right now it's not necessarily just about favorability. I think it's really important also to look at trustworthiness, because what we're seeing is there's a total decay in trust in federal government.
But isn't that a subsector, though? Ultimately, I mean, if I don't trust you, I'm not going to like you as much as if I do trust you, no?
It's interesting because Hillary is 10 points ahead in likability, and Trump is 10 points ahead in trustability, like how much you trust him. And trust is something that's coming to the front all the time right now. People are saying, I don't trust government. I want something new. I don't want a typical politician who's going to promise me things that I haven't had before. And so I think this trustworthiness is really going to play into it. There's also enthusiasm. The enthusiastic support of Trump is really strong. It is not for Hillary. And I think that's also really, really important. And the third point that I think is important to look at in the polls is that Trump is 15%, people perceive him 15% more likely to tell the truth, to tell things like it is. And that's really important to the American people right now. Much more important than, do you want to have a beer with them? I think it's a different day.
Although, I got to tell you, maybe I'm simple. I know you do this for a living, but every time I look and see who won, it's the person I think ultimately more Americans would have felt as a person, not only that they like, but a person that also liked them in return. Go ahead, Jan.
Charles, on this whole favorability issue, I wanted to add this. Right now, record gun sales are at historical high records, and the largest group of people buying guns is women. Yes, Trump has had some favorability with women issues, but let me tell you, when women in this country who are gun owners understand that Hillary Clinton wants to eliminate their gun rights, their only way to defend their lives and the lives of their children, women are going to flock to Donald Trump in large numbers. There is no greater war on women being waged than that one waged by Hillary Clinton when she wants to eliminate a woman's basic right to defend human life.
Right, and of course today the NRA endorsed Donald Trump as the earliest they've endorsed a candidate, and certainly in modern memory. And to your point, to Jan's point, the last 12 months have seen record background checks every single month, all-time high records for those individual months. So people not only afraid of what President Obama has attempted to do, but perhaps what a Hillary Clinton would do. Kelly, what about the temperament, though? You know, one of the areas I do see, and there was another poll out today that talked about temperament, and that's one area where Hillary Clinton is actually crushing Donald Trump, one of the few areas.
Well, I think that as this campaign continues, those numbers will tick up for Donald Trump. That as he starts getting intelligence reports and people learn that he can be trusted with those reports, and you know, the tweeting subsides and whatnot, those numbers will improve for him. But another thing that's very important, where Donald Trump is winning in the latest Fox News poll, is on the economy, and that is something that he needs to push forward, especially to improve his numbers among women. The Barack Obama administration has been devastating towards women. The median income has fallen. 3.7 million women have been thrown into poverty. So these are talking points that Donald Trump needs to stick with to improve all of his numbers.
Adam, you're a GOP communication strategist. Donald Trump, does he come up with a new nickname for Crooked Hillary, or does he pound away at the economy?
He comes up with a name every 10 minutes, and I think we're loving every minute of it. But I'm gonna offer this as a new slogan for Donald Trump, especially in light of this question about likability.
Lee Carter is going to judge you on it, so it better be good.
I know. Here's the line, Charles. You may not always like me, but you'll love what I'll do for America. And I think that kind of describes, kind of in a nutshell, Donald Trump's candidacy. It's not about love me, it's called follow me. And I think that's the shot in the arm that America kind of is very excited about, and I think that's why he's starting to move swiftly in the polls.
All right.